And the more scholarships we have, the more I can look at really gifted leaders and say, this is possible.
Hi, I'm Carrie Starr. I serve as the Director of Advancement at Northeastern Seminary, and I'm also an alum of the seminary. I know the impact it made on my own life and ministry, but I've been hearing a lot about the growth of the impact of Northeastern, and I really want to find out more about what is happening and what is all this momentum about. So I am taking a tour, visiting some of our partners, our students, and our alum to really find out what is the buzz about Northeastern Seminary. So will you tell me what you do?
I'm the Superintendent of the Genesis Conference of the Free Methodist Church of the United States. So I oversee churches in primarily Western and Central New York.
So you actually got to have a part in shaping some of our curriculum. Will you share with me a little bit of what that was like?
We're a denomination that does not require a full Master of Divinity for ordination, but we do require a variety of classes. It was a matter of sitting down and having conversations and saying, these are the things that are most important to us. Can we form a program around these courses that we would really love to see people getting at a master's level?
Can you help me understand how scholarships really play into helping make the seminary accessible?
One of the challenges that the church faces at this point is that in the next 10 years we will have the highest number of pastors retiring as we've ever had in history. Right now the statistics are that over half of Protestant pastors are over 55. As I look at younger folks, they're coming out of undergrad with high debt loads. The challenge is I can't ask someone to take on a huge debt load and then know that when they get done, we're not going to have a church for them where they're even going to be able to pay their student loans. So we're trying to figure out how do we get our ordinands good quality education and the things they need without them graduating with more debt than they can handle, and in fact enough debt that it would require them to not be in ministry. And the more scholarships we have, the more I can look at really gifted leaders and say, this is possible.
Can you think of a specific story of someone who you were excited to see them get access to their seminary education?
So somebody that's finishing up this year and somebody that's just started. The person who's finishing up has been going through NES and was just placed in a church last summer. This student and now pastor has turned it around and she's doing a wonderful job. The community loves her and I know she values her NES education. On the beginning end of the spectrum, a guy who's at one of our churches who sensed a call to ministry, out of the marketplace but still fairly young family, and is going to NES at night and is coming from originally a background where he had very little any kind of religious education or church learning. So he's just eating up what he's learning, and at the same time I'm hearing great things about the ministry he's got on the staff of a larger church. So
wow,
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you can really see the fruit of where these scholarships are not only changing the lives of the seminarians, but reviving entire churches and congregations that are really needing that leadership and that vision that comes from our graduates. The seminary has a lot of really generous donors, and without them, we would not be able to send folks like the ones you're describing into ministry. If you could say something to one of these donors, what would you like to tell them?
Well, first I'd say thank you. I would just want them to know that the need is great for biblical pastors, great for grounded pastors, for Christ-loving pastors. The need is only getting greater. I would encourage them to give generously and wildly and understand that they really are investing in a new generation of leaders.
Wow, isn't it so neat to hear from Pam and see her passion for Northeastern and the impact that the seminary has had on those who have come through and those that are now serving in their conference. It's really exciting, and you know what? You actually can be part of the excitement as well. On Wednesday, April 24th, we are having our annual Day of Giving, and we invite you to be part of that momentum and the spreading of the impact of Northeastern by participating in that day. So mark your calendar.